Good afternoon. I stand before you as a grandchild of genocide survivors. I stand before you as someone who was born in the Middle East, Beirut, Lebanon. And I stand before you as the daughter-in-law of a Christian Armenian family who fled their home from Aleppo, Syria, fearing torture and persecution because of their faith. The mass persecution and the extermination of Christians, Yazidis, and other minorities in the Middle East today is religiously and ethnically motivated genocide. We are honored to join with In Defense of Christians in calling upon our government to prioritize policies and programs to safeguard and promote the welfare of Christian communities across the Middle East. We have, as you all know, been fighting this battle for over a century. Prior to the Armenian genocide of 1915, the territory of modern-day Turkey was home to a large, ancient, and indigenous Christian population comprised of millions of Armenians, Greeks, Parthians, Assyrians, Chaldeans, Syriacs, and other Christian peoples. Today, as a direct result of genocide, Christians account for less than 0.1% of Turkey's population. As a result of the state-ordered and implemented campaign of genocide, known to our Assyrian brothers and sisters as SEIFO, the Ottoman Empire killed over 1.5 million Armenian, Assyrians, Greeks, and other Christian men, women, and children, exiling these nations from their historic homelands. Many of the victims were killed because they would not renounce their Christian faith. The Armenian Genocide Truth and Justice Resolution, H.R. 154, spearheaded by Representatives Robert Dole, Adam Schiff, David Valadao, and Frank Pallone, represent a principled and practical approach to honoring America's moral stand against genocide and advancing our nation's interests in improved Armenian-Turkish relations through a truthful and just international resolution of the Armenian genocide. After years of failed efforts to appease Ankara, it's time to try a new approach, an American approach, one that rejects foreign gag rules, openly embraces the historical truth, and reflects our values as a nation. Consistent with our core American belief in freedom of expression, America should reject any attempt by Ankara to impose a gag rule on honest discourse about the Armenian genocide. In pursuit of our national interests, and improving ties between Armenians and Turks, respectfully relations between Yerevan and Ankara, and more tolerant and pluralist Turkey, U.S. diplomacy should press for an end to Turkey's denial of the Armenian genocide. Morally, it is wrong for the American people to serve as an accomplice in the Turkish government's campaign to cover up the murder of 1.5 million people. Moreover, President Obama has identified genocide prevention as a core national security interest and core moral responsibility of the United States. Yet, out of fear of Turkish retribution, the president uses euphemistic language to sanitize the brutality of the genocide. As Americans, we should never outsource our nation's foreign policy or our morality to Turkey or any other nation. It serves neither our values nor our long-term interests. Our long-standing U.S. goal of constructive and sustainable relations between Armenians and Turks cannot be accomplished without overcoming Ankara's denials and justly and comprehensively addressing the modern-day consequences of the Armenian genocide. Turkey, by coming to terms with the Armenian genocide, will remove a source of regional tension, lessening the level of distrust, and opening the door to normalization of relations with Armenia. Turkey's efforts to deny the Armenian genocide also seeks to erase a proud chapter in American history, including American Red Cross founder Clara Barton's relief mission to help the Armenian victims of the Ottoman massacres, U.S. Ambassador Henry Morgenthau's courageous protest to the Ottoman Turkish government during the Armenian genocide, and leadership of President Woodrow Wilson to help the survivors of the genocide through the congressionally mandated Near East Relief Organization. Turkey's denial of the Armenian genocide has set a dangerous precedent that makes future genocides more likely. Adolf Hitler, before invading Poland, silenced the potential reservations of his generals by asking, "Who, after all, speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians?" Successful U.S. advocacy for the truthful and just resolution of the Armenian genocide will make the world safer from future atrocities by breaking dangerous precedents set by Turkey of a known case of genocide committed, consolidated, and denied with impunity. Make Turkey more tolerant by openly and honestly addressing the modern-day consequences of its past, much as America has sought to atone for slavery and Germany has attempted to reckon with its responsibility for the Armenian genocide. Secure a sustainable improvement of Armenian-Turkish relations, a long-term U.S. regional interest based upon a foundation of truth and justice. It also strengthens America's international standing by ending a shameful era of U.S. complicity in Turkey's denial of the Armenian genocide. Rejecting Ankara's Armenian genocide gag rule will send a powerful signal that no nation wields a veto against America's core commitment to human rights and genocide prevention. It will as well serve as a watershed moment in U.S. foreign policy, representing a break from narrowly defined policy of appeasement to a broader, more robust, and sustainable international approach aligned with the American people's core commitment to human rights and religious freedom. As John F. Kennedy once said, "The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened." We cannot remain silent. We must speak out, act, condemn, and hold accountable all those who violate human rights and commit crimes against humanity. For our silence can only imply our complicity. Thank you very much.